Okay, so we went over the strumming, we went over the chords. All that's left is how to play the song, which is very, very difficult to explain and very, very difficult to actually play along with the song. The song itself is fairly fast. If you're, especially since we're just learning it, and there's a lot of us who are beginners, and we have a week to prepare. And I understand that that if you're a beginner, it's going to be hard. It's going to be stressful, especially since we only have a week. But you can do it. It's possible. I've seen it before. I haven't seen it before, but it's possible. Anyways, so the reason why this song is so difficult to play, at least as a guitar or to practice by itself, is because it follows the voice very heavily. There's on part A, the phrase A, which is essentially which starts at line 18. That part literally follows the voice. What you see written out, that's not what you're playing. The chords and the rhythm are what you're playing, but the tempo isn't what you're playing, or the beats rather. You're not playing on those beats. You're following the voice. I'm gonna explain this, or you're gonna see this more as when I play with the song. There's really no way I can play slowly with it, but I'll try to explain. I'll try to do my best to explain what's going on. I mentioned before in the strumming video that the same strumming pattern is used throughout the song, except for the parts where it's not used. That sounds very stupid. Basically, what I mean is there's a strumming pattern that's used in the song, and it sounds different in the song because it's sped up or slowed down. So the strumming pattern I showed you before, which is down, up, down, 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 up, hit, down, down, up, hit, down, down, up, hit, down, down, up, hit, down, up, hit, right? That strumming pattern is used in the beginning until you get to that strumming pattern is used in the beginning until you get to line 10, which is G minor, and then the strumming pattern changes from I'll play from measure 18. Not 18, I'm in 8. From measure 8, I'm going to play from 8. So just down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. So with that part where basically what those are, they're basically quarter notes. They're eighth note rests. I don't know what they are honestly. I forget rhythm, but it's just two down strums. And again, this the way you play or how fast you play it depends on the violins, how fast the violins are playing it. Or there's no voice at this point, so we don't follow the voice at that point. Sorry if this is confusing. I'm trying to make it as clear as possible. It's, again, very, very hard to explain how to play this song just because of how weird it is. So you play that strumming pattern and so you get to parts that go away from that pattern, which is, again, the two parts that mainly go away from that pattern, or the only parts that go away from that pattern, are when are starting from line 10, which is the down, 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 and then phrase A, which is, that phrase is very simple to play, but it's very hard to know when to play it. And again, I'll show you what I mean when I play along with the song. But in regards to the strumming pattern, the main strumming pattern that I'm talking about, which is again down, up, down, down, up, down, up, hit, down, down, up, down, up. You play that strumming pattern, again, starting at phrase B. Now I know that the rhythm looks different than what it does in the beginning, but I'm using that same strumming pattern because it fits with the song. And it's very simple to play, and it's very simple to just memorize one strumming pattern, or one complex strumming pattern. The only time in phrase B where that strumming pattern essentially gets off the rails is on measure 49, which is all you're doing is you're you're stopping at an A7. You're stopping at an A7 and then letting it ring out. And then again, when you transition between parts, your cue is the voice, and there's certain cues that the singer gives you in the lyrics that tell you when to transition, when to switch from two parts. Again, I'll give you an example when I play along. So then you use the same strumming pattern in part C, and I was having trouble figuring out what the strumming pattern for this part was because in the song it's very fast. And then I figured it out. It was very simple. It's the same strumming pattern, just faster. It's a lot faster. So basically, that's you play that, and then there are parts in part C. Again, part C is the most difficult part just because it's faster. There are parts in part C which I'm making the decision to just omit, just because they're weird to play and they're not going to make a difference, or they might make a difference, but they're not going to make a huge difference if we just take them out. And the parts I'm talking about are on measure 69, which is essentially the A7 and D7 that go. I don't know how to fit that into that, and it's very hard to fit that into that context, into the whole context of. So instead of playing A7, D7 on measure 69, you're just gonna keep playing a D. Okay. So I'm gonna say that again. Just mark it on your sheet music or in your mind. Instead of playing A7 or D7 on measure 69, you're gonna play a D, and it's gonna be the same strumming pattern you've been playing before. Again, there are different rhythms that are written out here, but just omit them. Just ignore them. Just play the same strumming pattern. It's okay. It sounds fine. Another part that I'm deciding to another part that I'm deciding to omit is a part that repeats throughout part C, which is the E minor 7 to the A7, which is an example of that is on measure 67 and measure 59. Basically, wherever you see that kind of phrase, you're just gonna take that out, and instead of that, you're gonna play a D again. You're gonna play a D and the same strumming pattern. Again, I'm sorry if this is very confusing. I'm just trying to figure out how to describe this. Okay. Oh, okay. So this would be much clearer when you hear the song. I should play the song at the beginning. I'm gonna play the song in the beginning and then add that into this video, I think. Sorry. Basically, we talked about this in La Culebra. I'm sorry. There are these things called codas, 2-coda, DCL coda, stuff like that. And that looks like this little sign here. I'm not sure if you can see it. Basically, it looks like a circle with a cross in it. And then there's there are words on the music sheet that say DC al coda. And basically it means go to the coda. Go to the top. So once we play through the song and get to the A7 on measure 70, 75, 76, and 78, on measure 79, once we get to that A7, which basically is the chord that we stop on, we go back to the beginning. And then when we get to the beginning, when we play through the beginning and we stop at that A7 that we stopped at in the beginning, which is on measure 17, you're not going to play part A. You're not going to play part A the second time. I'm going to repeat that again. You're not going to play part A the second time we go through this song. We're going to skip directly to part B, and then we go through the song as written, and then once we get back to that A7 on measure 79, we completely skip the next. We skip measures 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 70, or 80, 81. We skip measures 81 to measure 87. So that on your music sheet, I crossed the line through it on the sheet music here. Sorry, you can't see that. To here. That's gone. We don't play that at all. The violins have that same part. They don't play it. I don't know why it's here. It might just be because it's a different version from the actual song that we hear by Mariachi Cobre. So when we hit measure 79, the second time we go through the song, we're gonna skip to the D in measure 88, which is the D, and that again, that strumming pattern is just the same strumming pattern though. Right? Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think I went over everything that kind of needs to be explained. Again, I'm sorry if this is super confusing. Ask me anything. Just ask me if you have any questions. Just let me know. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. I'm so sorry that this is so last minute. We have a week to prepare for this, and this song. Listen, this song is really beautiful, and it's really great. Diana and I are very excited for it. Yasmin, our singer, who's coming in, who's also our guitarón player, she's extremely excited for it as well. And honestly, I feel like we can pull this off. I feel like we can all pull this off. The guitar players especially, we can definitely pull this off. And it's going to sound amazing. And if you guys bring your parents, it's going to sound really great. Basically, the end of this video is indeed a pep talk. So yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. Yeah. Invite your parents to the Slaw show. It's April 26th, next Wednesday. We have tech days. I'll let you guys know when those are. And yeah, I think we're going to play one more song, but it's going to be super easy. It's going to be Cilinto Lindo, or Cilinto Lindo. I don't know how to pronounce it. Very easy for guitars. Strumming pattern is just strumming pattern throughout the entire song, and we play the same 3 chords, although I can't really remember. I can't remember them right now. I'll let you guys know if you do play that song. That song is much simpler than this one to learn. Please practice La Culebra. Please practice this song. Again, all it takes is practice. I didn't play the song. I'm going to add that in the beginning of the video because that makes more sense. And then I'll explain more in that part. Or I did explain more in that part. Let me cut this part out. So yeah. The ending of the song is actually very simple. I'll again explain in the next part. So yeah, I mean that's basically it. I don't think I'm gonna cut this out. I'm gonna leave it in just because I don't know how to speak, and I don't know how to be organized. Anyways, yeah, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Email me, talk to me in person at school, contact me through Facebook, anything, just ask me and I will respond and I will let you know. I will make a video if you want me to, and I hope these help. I hope these are assistance in any way. Just, you guys got this. Just practice it. Just practice with the song. That's the best way to practice this kind of song, just because we follow the voice a lot. I'm sorry I'm rambling on. Yeah. Good luck, guys. Please practice.